Hey everyone, welcome to the video. I'm Dakota with Waldemar Design a Machine, and if you clicked on this video, you're wanting to know what are the advantages of a 4-roll plate roll, and today I want to answer those questions for you. So why should you consider purchasing a 4-roll plate roll over the other roll configurations? So to get this video started, let me first explain what all the different roll configurations are, and that way you can better understand the advantages of a 4-roll. So a 4-roll is also called a double initial pinch plate roll, and it has 4 rolls like it says. We have a top roll, directly underneath that there will be a pinch roll, and then a bending roll on either side. So you have that 4-roll configuration. Now the reason it's called a double initial pinch is because there's also an initial pinch that has just 3 rolls, and they would be the same top pinch with 1 bending roll. And then other roll configurations would be like a pyramid roll, which would have a top roll and then 2 bending rolls without the pinch roll that's directly underneath. The 2 bending rolls would be spread apart, so you get like a triangle shape there. But today I want to talk mainly about the initial pinch machines. And the reason the initial pinch is such well used and really well liked by so many people is because of the negligible flats. So what we tell people as a general rule of thumb is with an initial pinch, you can get within 1.5 to 2 times the material thickness is the only amount of flat you'll have. So if you're rolling 1/4 inch times that by 1.5 or 2, you should be able to get less than 1/2 inch flat on there. So very good uniform concentricity with the initial pinch machines. Now into why we have the advantage of the 4-roll. So why should you get a 4-roll plate roll? And that comes down to several different factors. The first one that I'm going to talk to you about is cycle time, or your production, or your speed of the machine. That is the largest factor. So the machine I've been showing you here, going to be using throughout this video, is a 4-roll, and it's a 403-10-8 with the capacity of 0.42 thick by 8 feet wide to a 40-inch diameter in mild steel. And that's what we're using for this demonstration, but same principles apply to any 4-roll. So whenever you have a 4-roll, one advantage is that you have that extra bending roll in the front. So whenever you stick your metal workpiece in and you run it through until it hits the far roll in the gauge position so you can square your part, you can then raise the pinch roll up, pinch it against the top roll, and then reverse it so it's just so gripping your workpiece. You can raise the near roll, that extra 4th roll that you have there, and do what we call a pre-bend and run it through, depending on the diameter of your part, maybe 1 inch or several inches, until it would just so hit the placement you would need for the far roll. And then you could lower the near roll and go around. So you can do the pre-bend and then finish rolling it all in a single pass. Whereas with the 3-roll, you can get just as good of a part. However, you only have the 1 bending roll. So you have to take the workpiece, stick it in the back side of the machine, do a pre-bend, run it through a little bit, then lower that roll, back it out, take your workpiece out, flip it around, raise it up because it has this curve on. So now to square it and put it in the squaring groove on a regular initial pinch, you have to raise it up till it gets in the starting groove, and then start your rolling process again. So with an initial pinch machine, I'm talking about the 3 rolls now. With those, you have to insert the workpiece twice. You have to reverse it and back it out, carry it, spin it around. So you have double entry into the machine, so you can have, twice, 2 opportunities to get it started off square. You have that extra time lining it up there, and so you can get just as good of a part. It just takes a lot longer. So a lot of people that buy the regular 3-roll are like job shops that are only using the roll maybe once a week, or HVAC people that don't care about the flat, they're more worried about production. So with a 3-roll, they can just jam it in, and they aren't worried about the concentricity of it. They just jam it in until it hits the bending roll. They don't even do a pre-bend. They just keep shoving them through and rolling parts around. But if you're worried about concentricity and cycle time, the 4-roll is the option for you, and we highly recommend it if you're rolling it, going to be using your plate roll every day. This saves you a lot of time to have that 4th roll option. Another reason you want a 4-roll is because of automation, or automation now or in the future. We have plug and play controls, and the 4-roll is the only version that can be automated. And the reason you might want automation is for consistency, or for more of an entry-level job position. If you struggle getting skilled laborers, it can, cut down on that to where there's not as much skill. There's still skill required to operate the machine, but not as much with the automated process. And then also for, speed, you can speed that up and automate it and get one worker to be able to do it fairly quickly, where they just have to hit a foot switch and run it through. So automation would be the second reason. So we have cycle time, automation, and then also if you do a lot of cone rolling, again, cones can be rolled on a 3-roll initial pinch. It just takes a lot longer because a cone has to be rolled in at least 2 passes, even with a 4-roll. And that's because whenever you are trying to get that minor diameter and the major diameter, you're doing it on the end of the roll. So you have your bending rolls tilted. And whenever you do that, it skews the workpiece to where it doesn't line up at the end. You'll get an offset like this when you roll it in one direction. So you have to roll it back the other way to pull it back to center. So it takes at least 2 passes, sometimes more, and you got to run it in both directions. So you can do it on a 3-roll. Again, you would have to insert it, run it one whole way, take your piece out, take it to the other end of the roll, spin it around, and run it the other way. Whereas with a 4-roll, you can just kind of cradle it and run it back and forth until you get a good part. So I think that kind of explains the main advantages of a 4-roll. We would highly recommend a 4-roll to you if you are concerned about cycle time, automation, or entry-level job position for an operator, or if you do a large amount of cone rolling. So I hope you found this video helpful. Again, I'm Dakota with Waldemar Design and Machine. We manufacture plate and angle rolls in Spencer, Tennessee, and try and source as many US made parts as possible. So if you need any help, feel free to reach out to us on wdmrolls.com or give me a call at 606-787-8474. Thank you and have a fantastic day.